The Nikki Glaser Podcast. The Nikki Glaser Podcast.
Here's Nikki. Hello, here I am. It's the Nikki Glaser Podcast. My glasses are crooked, so be it. Welcome to the show. It's Wednesday's show. Feeling sluggy today. Starting off a little sluggish. I think both Andrew and I are like, oh, today. What are you feeling like, Noah? What sound is your body making?
My sound, I guess it's all as well.
As well, yeah.
I'm like in hibernation mode. This is what happens to me at the start of every winter. Do you think you're
Yeah, maybe that's it. Yeah, I'm feeling just not wanting to get out of bed, wanting to go back to dreamland, like just wanting to stay horizontal, and like thank God for having a dog that like needs to be walked, because I could have just kept on going today. And I definitely pushed it as far as it could go. Luigi's so patient, like he just waits for me to even, a lot of dogs like wake up their owners, and he just will patiently wait. Like Marion will be like up in my face, like licking and being like, and like like she'll just make noises so that I will eventually wake up, which is like a smart dog, obviously. But Luigi is just, he knows, like he respects my time and a little too much, where I'm like, come on, buddy, like get me out of bed. He'll just like look at me and wait, and he would wait forever. He would just hold it. But then I go to the bathroom and I brush my teeth and I wash my face. He doesn't even get excited about going out yet. He will contain it. And then as soon as I'm done with that, he starts wagging his little tail, and then he jumps down from the bed and he's ready to go because he knows I am. He's just so good at like reading energy. I really appreciate you, Luigi. You're a good boy. But you're also a burden. And no, he's not actually. He's so easy. I was just talking to you before the show started about how I've said this before, but like, I don't know. I'm just wondering why I can't be more productive on these weeks where I'm not, being followed around by cameras anymore. I'm not, my schedule isn't completely jam-packed with things, and I've just turned into such a lazy slug-a-bug. I'm just like, I just want to play guitar, or I want to, I don't know, or watch the morning show, or that's it.
Can we talk about yesterday? I went on Instagram and lucky for me, I saw Nikki Glaser Pod going live.
I know.
I knew that Andrew wasn't home because I had just texted Andrew to help me with a file. So lo and behold, I click on Nikki Glaser Pod, and you're playing guitar and singing.
I was just like so in the mood to play, and I just know for me, like I want to just practice performing a little bit more, and like, my friends don't want to fucking hear me perform. My family doesn't care to, like, they get bored. Everyone gets bored, and it's like, yeah, I mean, a lot of people on Instagram Live definitely got bored, and that, but I don't get sad if I see the numbers go away, because I'm just like, oh, people have like lives that they like. I sometimes am watching Instagram Lives and I just have to go because, my doctor appointment is ready. They just called my name or whatever it is. So I don't get offended if numbers drop off. I don't feel like, oh, I'm taking up people's precious time. Like, I just feel when you're when you're learning a new skill and you need to practice in front of other people and like practice performing, if it's a performative skill or whatever, I have a real hard time with like forcing people to watch me. And so I'm so lucky that I have a built-in audience that I've garnered through an actual talent I have, and then I can take advantage of that. But everyone's so nice and like supportive, and then there's a couple guys that are just creeps that are constantly like saying weird stuff that I wish I could just kick out of the room. But everyone else is like so nice, and there's tons of Swifties. So I was just playing a bunch of Taylor Swift stuff. So it was just nice that there were so many Swifties in there that were like writing out the lyrics as I was like playing. Like you could tell they were like singing along, and as a Swiftie myself, like I just know I would love to watch someone play Taylor Swift songs if there was that thing happening. I might start a separate account, actually. That's just like a Swiftie learning to play guitar, and then it's just, you just follow me and you get concerts every day if you want them.
Well, besties and myself included were asking for a regular appointment.
That's so nice. I might do it. I mean, it's the most fun thing to do for me. And it doesn't, see, that feels like a giant waste of time for me though, because I get done with that and I'm like, well, it's not a giant waste of time. It feels very fulfilling. But why do I feel guilty about doing something that isn't what I'm dreading? Like, why is it that the only times I feel good about what I've done is if I'm doing something I'm putting off? Do you know what I mean? Like,
Or doing something that you don't enjoy?
Yes. If I don't enjoy it, if I've been dreading, if it's something I have to do and I'm dreading, doing that makes me feel so much more accomplished than doing something I actually enjoy. And the only time I really feel comfortable not doing anything is on a plane. And like reading a book that that isn't, even reading books to me is just an indulgent thing to do because I have deadlines right now. Like I'm supposed to be writing a book, not reading one. Like there's so much stuff that I'm putting off, and I think I've just kind of fallen off of feeling really confident. Like all the things that I usually talk about on this podcast and try to get people to feel about themselves. Like I'm just having a dip in that recently. Like I think it's like winter blues, also a hangover after having just accomplished a couple big things and just feeling, like I've just been, like I feel sluggish. My clothes don't fit that well. I'm starting to have kind of like, I'm struggling right now because I've probably gained like 5 to 10 pounds, and that's just a fact. It's like, it's not something bad. It's just a fact. And it always happens every winter to me, always. And my body does this. It goes between, 5 pounds underweight to 10 pounds over my baseline where I feel my best. That's just the way it goes. And if you're feeling in my shoes, because most people out there are like not happy with their bodies, unfortunately. And if you are one of those, I just want to say that I'm in your boat right now of like feeling uncomfortable in my skin. Like, I have an itch on my stomach and I just want to itch it with a pencil so I don't have to like touch my stomach and feel how different it feels compared to 2 weeks ago. I'm looking at pictures of myself now compared to 2 weeks ago or whatever it is. And it's 2 weeks ago and maybe yours is 2 years ago. And so you're like, Nikki, shut up. Like I'm 50 pounds overweight. What are you complaining about? 5 to 10. It's like, it's all the fucking same because it doesn't matter. It's like, I really have to remember what I've said before, and I know this has helped other people, is that whatever I am right now, I'm meant to be. Like I saw a picture of myself that I went into the guy I'm dating's radio show yesterday, and they posted a picture on their account, and I just look so like the worst version of myself. And they had a ring light and everything, and I'm just like, God, I look just not even old, just like not myself. Why is my mouth making a squeaking sound, or is that buzzy?
It's not buzzy. I just heard it.
Squeaking noise coming from my mouth. What is that?
Do you have your Invisalign in?
No. There's like something happening where I suddenly had like a reed from like a wind instrument in my mouth. That was so weird. God. You guys go back and listen for like a little weird whistle. Okay, I think there's like a piece of skin on my top of my roof of my mouth that's like catching the wind. Do you know what I mean? Wait, where is it? I feel it. I do feel it, and it just hit a vibration for a second. Gross.
I'm gonna isolate it and put it at the end of the pod.
Oh my
for people who
God,
didn't hear.
no! It's gonna, like put it to some jazzy music of like a like it was seriously kicking. Okay, I think I dislodged it, but it might return. Yes, as I was saying, I just feel
seeing yourself in the photo.
Yes,
but remember,
and
I remember you saying something early on when we worked that made me feel really good about, because I hate the way I look in every single picture. But you said how like, well, in professional studios they have special cameras, and it depends on the lens that you use, and it's only like one instance, one frame. And you just don't like yourself in that one frame. But if there could be other frames.
Yes. When models take photos, it's like thousands of pictures and then they choose the one out of thousands. So the chance that someone in a studio is going to take one picture and it's going to be one where you look good, yeah, doesn't help me because that is because I mean I'm glad
Sorry,
it helped
Past
you and
Nikki.
it is true, but it just showed pieces of my face that I was just like, oh, your face is changing, which it is. Like, there's just no doubt about it. And like, I'm dreading seeing, I don't watch the video from the show, but even the still image that comes up on my YouTube, like, list of my face, it just seems like my face is melting off and I look like just so tired and like it's hard for me to see that image every day. It's like it's rare and they pick such a good one. They pick the best one they can find, which is like so sad that I just can't look the way I want to anymore in this setting, I guess. But it just is what it is. Like I can't try to control it or become obsessed with it. I just have to just put my head down and like keep going. Like I just have to instead of fighting that wave that keeps crashing up of like you're ugly or like you're pale, you need to go get injections in your face. You need to go, you're not doing the right skincare. You're ugly, like all these things that are you're flabby, you need to run more, you need to eat less. All these thoughts that I have, I just dive underneath them and dodge them because it's just not going to like make my life better. And that kind of self-hatred and those kind of steps that I would take to feel better never work. They work in the instant, but they don't work like in the long run. Starving myself in the long run is just going to lead me to be wacky with food later on, and it's going to lead me to be tortured. I just know it. Might be a short-term fix, but I want to feel good all the time, and I don't want to be fucking hungry. I just won't. I don't want to be hungry. I don't want to be uncomfortable, and I don't I just have to accept that this is the way I'm supposed to look today, and there's a reason for it, and there's a reason that I'm 10 pounds overweight, and it's because, I couldn't work out the past month and a half. I didn't have time to. It's now cold. I don't want to go for a run. It makes my legs itch. I am eating a little bit more because I'm feeling stressed out about deadlines I have. And that makes me feel comforted in a moment when I'm feeling stressed out. It's like there's nothing wrong with me that I'm overeating. That's a normal human reaction to stress. It's not wrong that I don't want to go to the fucking gym when I don't feel like it. That's a normal reaction. And what I can do and what I do is, I've been like, what did I do good that was yesterday that I did good for myself? I played guitar and I took a risk, going live on Instagram and putting myself out there like that, even though it's self-indulgent and maybe isn't like a good.
Can I just give you my observation as your friend watching that?
Yes.
So what I really enjoyed, because I love seeing people who are close to me, like in their element, radiating, and like I could tell that you were feeling joyful.
Yeah.
And, like in between the times that you were scrolling or you like lost your place in the guitar tab, when you were just like singing and playing the guitar, you looked so like in your element and just really enjoying yourself. And that like transferred onto me. Like I could feel that joy through the phone,
Thanks,
So I just
Noah.
want to say that I really appreciated that. And I love to see you doing things like that for yourself.
Yeah. Thank you. That is like the happiest I can be is playing guitar and singing Taylor Swift. It's the happiest that thing I know to do in this world. So, and I'm so grateful. Like today I got on a radio interview that I woke up late for, and they were like, "Oh, so we hear you're a Swiftie," and I was like, "Yeah," and they were like, "Why? What's wrong with you? Was that why?" What did they say? They were like, because I was talking about comedians being insecure, and I'm like, anyone who says they're not is a bad comedian, and they're not telling the truth. And they're like, "Oh, is that why you're also a Swiftie?" And I was like, "Yeah, because she's this woman on stage that radiates so much confidence and is so sure of herself, but at the same time, she sings about being insecure, and that's her. The truth is coming out, and I connect with it." And they're like, "Well, then why can't she keep a man?" And I'm like, because first of all, she can. She's been with the same guy for 5 fucking years. And I got so mad. And I was like, she maybe because it's hard to date someone who's famous. And they're like, well, the guys that she dates are famous. And I'm like, right. It's hard to date those guys. And it's hard to be famous and date and be more famous than those guys and have them be threatened by it. And like it takes I just did it again. There's a little piece of skin that's making my mouth into a saxophone. And then I go, and by the way, I just think that if you're single or dating around or haven't found the right person for years and years and years, it might not mean that you're broken. It might mean that you're doing it right. And then I went on my tirade about it. I'm like, I don't respect people who are in marriages for 50 years. Most people in 50-year marriages just didn't have the balls to fucking leave because, I was at, I said the anecdote of I was at dinner with friends and there were 6 of us there. 3 of us, our parents were together. 3 of us, our parents were divorced. And, us with our parents together have this like, they're still together. They've such a good marriage. And then I go, okay, out of us 3 that have our parents still together, how many of us are our parents sleeping in the same bedroom still? And only me, 1 out of those 3. So by the way, that is to me 5 broken marriages, just 2 that are still under the guise of like, I'm still married. Just because people are married does not mean it's going well. Or just because they have a boyfriend doesn't mean it's going well. There's this like whole like misunderstanding and just delusion that if you have a boyfriend, you're somehow like more lovable than if you don't. And I think it's actually the opposite a lot of times. That people that are okay being alone, even though I said the other day, like wanting a partner is not something that you should feel bad about or being codependent or what all those words like aren't necessarily a bad thing. Like we should want partnership, but if you're alone and you're okay with it, or you wish you had a partner and you're trying and you aren't settling for someone who's going to mistreat you or not meet your needs that you have, good for you. You seem to be a stronger person, that person that desperately just needed a husband to feel something. And I'm guessing that people that just want a boyfriend or want a husband, once they get it, what's next then? You filled that need. Are you whole now? Are you done? No, you're not done. Then you have kids. Then you have more kids. And then you can't have kids anymore. And then what do you fucking do? And then we're constant. I'm not saying that I don't have things that I am addicted to or that give me purpose when I'm feeling like I don't really like myself enough. Yes, I identify as different things that once I meet those needs, I'm like, what else do I get? Like I relate to mothers who threw themselves into being a mother and then they're like, okay, now my child's grown. Like, what the fuck do I do? I relate. But I'm just saying you got to stop putting a lot of perfection onto these people that have these perfect little families, their perfect little photo sessions on Instagram and their love and their huggies and their cuddles. Like it's not perfect. There's just no way. And that is a great thing to have in your life. But just know that those people are very lonely too, sometimes in those marriages, in those relationships. Very, very lonely, more so than you, person who has a world of opportunity out there. And those people have only that person that they have to make it fucking work. And a lot of times you luck out and you have a perfect partner, but I think more often than not, it's not that way. And it's a lot of fucking work. Let's get into it more with Andrew. Hey, Andrew.
What's up?
What's up? I said we're sluggy buggy today. We're both like sluggy wuggy buggy.
I'm sicky picky.
I know. I woke up this morning and Andrew was in the podcast room. I heard him sniffling and I go, what are you doing in here? Because he's usually in his room or the kitchen. And he said those areas were too hot. And he's usually a guy that loves it hot in the house. And I go, too hot.
I'm hot. I'm not that I am.
Can I feel
hot.
your head?
I think I'm good. On my head, I'm good. It's more of a snot thing.
Yeah, you're a little warm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, it's
I have a
interesting because,
thermometer.
Anal.
Yeah, only. You know for me it's only anal.
We go ass to mouth. I'll do it.
We'll be the first podcast whose host is putting a thermometer in their ass.
I don't know. I feel like Bobby Lee has done that probably on most of Good Friends episodes.
I just love that your asshole and your mouth run on the same temperature. Isn't that just funny? Like, you would think your asshole would always be a little bit hotter than your
It is
mouth.
weird. That's so weird.
It is weird.
I never even thought about that.
I
like,
didn't
why
either
we take
until
our
just
temperatures
now.
anally.
And how is it not?
And why don't they have one? You know how they can do one where it just shoots your forehead? I mean, we
Yeah.
all know that. Why doesn't it do it with your ass cheek?
Next time we walk into a
That's the
place,
forehead of your asshole.
yes. Well, yes. Well, I guess the top of your asshole.
Yeah.
Or I think you got to get in there. I don't know. I guess you don't because you do it on your forehead.
Yeah. So maybe just a left cheek.
Also, no one cares. It says like 40 degrees, and people are like, "Oh, you're great."
Oh my God. The COVID check of the. I like you sniffly. It just sounds like you just sound vulnerable.
I know.
When boys get sick, they just sound like I'm a baby, and it just makes me like you all more.
I know because it lets my guard down a little bit, and
Yeah.
I think Brenna loved it yesterday.
Yeah, you being in your shit.
She's like, "I'm gonna take care of my little baby." Yeah, and
Oh my God, I love when Chris gets sick, and I will say his name, gets sick. It's like, I just like to hold his head like a baby's head. Like,
Yeah.
like I'm holding an infant, and I just go, oh, you're somewhere new. Or he's sleepy. It's like, if I could just have a boyfriend that's constantly a
know.
sleepy, sicky baby. It's like, have you ever seen The Phantom Thread or the one with, it was such a good movie, Daniel Day-Lewis and some other chick. And that's what happens is like she starts to notice like he's only nice to her when he's sick.
oh,
And so she starts to like, they both have an agreement that she starts poisoning him because it's the best way it's the only way their relationship works is if he's sick. And so she like in one scene just like pours poison and he's just like watching her cook and he's just like,
I
and, like-
saw that with you.
Yeah.
you showed me that. Yeah.
and it's just like they have this agreement like this is how we're gonna last. That's so interesting.
It is interesting when you feel like you don't even have a choice to have energy. So then you're very calm because there's no other choice other than be calm. And I think that.
And there's a dependency there. Like women want to feel needed and
Yeah.
and like there's no your ego goes out your ego is sick too. So like anything in you that's like I don't want to look stupid or like when you're sick you hug a toilet seat. You lay on the fucking toilet or the bathroom floor like you just are willing to do things that are you wouldn't.
But with
usually.
ego, I think my father, he got breast cancer.
And even that diagnosis alone is
But,
embarrassing.
My
for a man.
dad, yeah, it's very embarrassing.
It is. It's the most embarrassing cancer for a man, I would say.
Well, pussy cancer.
Yes. That's just a cancer for a guy whose
Whose foreskin gets a little upset.
can only do green hills on skiing.
But yeah, my dad, hey.
Don't false. No, you were doing blues. You weren't a pussy. And you're not a pussy if you only do green hills. Skiing's very difficult.
And my dad's not
Scary.
a pussy for getting the most bitch kind of cancer.
No, of course not. I'm
Bitch
just
titties.
saying.
But I'm just saying he dropped his ego. Like after going through that and realizing you're mortal and all that shit, like it's exactly what you're saying. Like it really like if you're really sick, even after that, the after effects, you're gonna be nicer to people, most likely.
Yes.
Whenever
I get well after being sick or feeling bad, I'm just such like you just appreciate life.
yeah.
It's like gratitude. It all comes back to like if like you're depressed or you are angry, like stopping and trying to work on being grateful for like the most banal shit that you have
Yeah.
brings you to a place of like
Banal, I believe.
banal?
I think you mispronounced it.
Did I? I think it's banal.
She did.
I guess we'll find out.
I love anal sex.
Analyze. Wait, this is the funny thing too about me being sick right now because you read Omicron versus Delta, Omicron versus. So my brain.
That does sound like a Mortal Kombat.
It does.
Like
It does. It sounds like a Transformer fight.
Yeah.
And but like I was like, my old brain pre-Zoloft 10 years ago, I'd be like, I got COVID. I definitely have COVID. And then like my brain now is like, you hit golf balls for 4 hours in 30-degree weather. It's probably you got a cold. Remember the common cold?
But also,
Do you remember that though? Like,
Yes.
It's just so funny. Like,
and people don't get those anymore because we're wearing masks. Like people, it was also yes, I do remember that. It's so funny though that people aren't even thinking about those things anymore.
I know.
And
it's just weird because I have a cold.
Yeah, and like anything that, let's say, but anything that's like in the news, or let's say you are dealing with a parent that has cancer, and then you start to have a pain. You're like, it's cancer, but it's like, no, you pulled a muscle doing this thing. Like it's, yeah, whatever is in the zeitgeist, you start to think. But also Omicron, are you scared of getting COVID because you might die, or because it would isolate you from people? Like, what's the fear with Omicron if you did have it?
I mean, I don't really. I mean, just the fear of missing out on shows this weekend and not being able
Our last
to perform
shows.
and giving it to other people.
Yes.
But for me, I'm not worried that I'm going to die.
But what about? But no one worries about giving colds to other people. Like this morning, you're like, I think I'm sick, and I'm like, okay, well, if you had Omicron, I wouldn't be in the same room as you. Yet if you have a cold, it's like, okay, I'll see you in 5. That's the thing. Like, a friend of mine was recently at work, and someone came in and was like, oh, I'm sick. And he was like, hey, can you put on a mask? And she goes, oh, it's not COVID. It's like, yeah, but masks also protect you from other things too. And we forget that because obviously we weren't never like, remember the Asian people were always wearing masks.
Yeah, way before.
Because they know that masks prevent spreading of illnesses. And it's just a fact.
style.
Someone said, try to blow out a candle with a mask on. Like that just proves it. You can't.
So you
can get.
So you don't
then
deserve
your
a
mask-
birthday?
No, you don't get one. But that is wild to me that we let people blow out candles and like go
Yeah, that is
like just
wild.
droplets everywhere,
Yeah.
and then we're all like, let's have a slice.
COVID cake.
Yeah, COVID cake. But yeah, I it's just so funny that this person just thinks mask equal COVID. It's like, no,
Yes.
mask can prevent everything. And I actually, I mean, this is maybe for Reddit next week, but I wanted to it's just too good. They were talking, there was this Ask Reddit the other day that I saved that I wanted to share about masks, since we're on the topic of it. That was interesting to me, and I wanted to hear what you guys had to say about it. But it said, what's a non-COVID reason that you like wearing a mask for? Do you guys have any that come to mind? Because I had one.
Cold
instantly.
weather.
Cold weather. Yes.
Yeah, especially right now in St.
It's
Louis.
so good. It warms. Until masks, I did not, obviously I've wrapped my face in a scarf before, a little bit bundling, but like, you never thought that a mask could keep you so fucking warm.
You know those masks that you wear skiing?
Or to rob
when
a
I was
bank?
or to rob a bank or rob a bank on top of a mountain. You'd wear you'd wear the mask, and I'd feel like I'd be afraid I'd be called a little bit. You know the black one with like the hole?
Yeah, the little
And
hole.
you're like, I'm wearing a mask. I'm such a little
Yeah, you
bitch.
look like Spider-Man, yeah.
Yeah. But you're like, you can't even handle the cold.
Or you look like, what's his name? Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, yeah, you do look
Yeah.
like it. It's kind of hot.
Yeah, that's so funny. I would never think that would make me look like a little bitch. Like, I've got breast cancer.
Hey.
I'm a man. I'm just kidding. No, it's true though. Like, did you realize how warmthing masks were until last year? I feel like that was something that dawned on me, and I love about them.
I don't like them because there's condensation that builds around my nose and mouth, and I just can't. I just feel like I have swamp ass on my face.
Right. I feel like it almost becomes a
Swamp ass face.
swamp ass face is hilarious. I feel like it becomes a I know it's your own breath, so it's kind of gross, and it's also like bacteria breath, but like,
Yeah.
when you don't know this, but when you get a facial, they steam your face, and it almost feels like that, like you're like getting your pores are opening up with your fucking gross.
It's nice for
Morning breath.
women, too. It's like a little beard for you.
It just feels so warm. I think that's one of the benefits. Someone said whenever I'm concentrating or working on a task, I tend to stick my tongue out or leave my mouth open, and I really like it when people don't have to see that.
Oh, yeah, I do that. My dad
like-
does it, too. Whenever I write, my tongue comes out.
I
don't know
like
what that
a little
means.
cute dog with an Instagram
Yeah.
with millions of followers.
Yeah, I'm jealous.
Someone said it covers my double chin. Someone said the nasty smell in the subway. That's cool.
You know who I hate?
Or at Subway.
I hate the guy that gets on the airplane with the fake mask, the one that fake covers your face. Fuck that person.
What do you mean?
There's masks now that are like, they look like skin. You get them for your own face.
Oh,
but
and
they're
it looks has
it
your
looks
mouth
like
on
it's
it?
pulled down, and they're like, actually, my mask is on.
Oh, I don't know that one.
Oh, you haven't
I
seen
just
that?
see the ones with like
Ugh.
a mouth on it, but
Yeah.
That's
Same
kind of
thing.
just fun. Whatever. Who
No,
cares?
fuck that guy. He should die.
Oh my god.
Omicron.
Someone says allergies, and so I can ignore people. Hides my acne.
I think it could cause redness, though.
It can cause acne, I think.
Yeah.
Defeats the facial recognition software.
Ooh.
I have pollen allergies. Mask helps a ton. Nobody notices if I didn't shave. It hides my teeth. I love that. Oh, someone said, when this all started, I noticed women making eye contact with me more than normal. Then I figured it out. I'm a 6 foot tall guy in decent shape, nice hair, and a face like a chimpanzee. With the mask, I look like I could be attractive. That's so funny that you women are looking at you more because you have a mask on. It's because they don't usually, because they see your face. Like, you don't see when women are looking at you from behind because they can't see your face.
It's like, I'm just going to leave it on. It's just us. It's fine. Can I just fuck you with the mask on? But kiss me.
Yeah.
Can you? The best is when you kiss. You ever kiss
Through a mask?
Yeah, mask on mask. It is
Yeah,
kind of
it's cute.
Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah, I
cute.
do.
It's fucking cute.
I like it. It's like, yeah, it's a kiss condom. I like it because it shields the sun when you're walking outside or in your car. I wear a mask in my car, and it protects my face from sun damage. Like, on my cheeks is where I get all the, like, age spots from, like, sun damage. And, like, it's just such a great excuse to never have to be in the keep your face out of the sun. I love it.
It does make you appreciate outside more, because you're like, if I'm on the airplane for 3 hours with it on and I get out right when I just take it down, oxygen. It kind of feels
Yes.
nice.
That's a good point. Let's get to the news.
Yeah, let's do that.
You heard it here first. Yeah, you heard it here first.
It's Wednesday, folks. You know what that means. It's Wednesday. I hope you're having all the swells out there, even you, Dave.
Dave.
Fucking Dave.
David.
Devote.
Just go by David.
Davy. I like Davy, actually.
Davy's a cute name, yeah.
Davy Crockett.
Davy Jones.
Davy
Jones's locker.
Soccer. Okay, a man threatened to kill a woman.
All right, next
That's the
story.
whole story. Yeah.
Typical Wednesday.
Okay, no, you got to guess. It was on a New York subway. What did he try to kill the woman with?
An
Was
umbrella.
it? Oh, I could give you. Okay, that's close,
A
actually.
mask. A cane.
Close.
A walking stick.
Very close.
He can't see.
No.
A walking stick.
What could a
running
walking stick turn into, potentially, if you took off the knob on the bottom and sharpened it?
An ice pick?
A wooden spike.
Two of them.
Jesus Christ. A wooden spike.
Yeah, what was she, a
You
vampire?
made it sound like it was like a thing that would be on a person.
I know. It was fun.
Wait, a wooden spike.
Yeah, you would never get there.
Wait, why? Tell me what happened.
So, a 46-year-old woman, just, your typical getting on the train on 59th Street subway. He threatened to kill her. The man who was disheveled had 2 pieces of wood.
59th Street, like, what train is this? E?
The 4 train. It was the 4
Oh, yeah, the local. No, the 6 is local. The woman got away unhurt, and the attacker is still at large. So if you see a guy with wooden picks, he is not in a band. He's not a drummer. He is a murderer.
That is terrifying. She got away unscathed by a wooden spike. Like,
I mean, I don't know if...
He like came up to her and started threatening her, and she walked off the subway and got out of the train station.
yeah, Bradley Cooper actually had a story about this where he got held at knife point.
Knife point?
Yep,
Where?
on a train. He was going to pick his daughter up at school, and a guy, he thought a guy was asking, he was, a creepy guy was kind of walking around him, and, he's famous, so he gets constantly, people are kind of like lurking around him, working up the courage to ask for a picture, so he thought it was that. And the guy, held a gun up, or held a knife up to put him in.
There's something interesting about being like, he didn't even recognize me before he stabbed me.
Yeah.
How annoying. Our friend, actually, I don't know if you ever met Doug.
Yeah, don't tell me I'm friends with Doug before you check. Our friend. Wait, who is it?
He got his face cut.
Oh, wait, I know that guy.
Yeah, I showed you the story. He told the story on This Is Not Happening. And he saved the woman from being raped or like
On the train, right?
on the train at the train
And he
station.
got
And the
his
guy
face
turned around,
slashed.
sliced,
Yeah.
and he didn't even know how bad it was until he like went up and his whole fucking face was.
That's what that's what Bradley Cooper was saying. That was the interesting part of the story, was that he didn't obviously get hurt by the knife, he was able to run off. And he ran up to the street and told a cop, like, I just got, held at knife point.
Yeah.
And the cop was like, check yourself. Are you stabbed? And he's like, no. And he goes, no, check yourself, because people don't realize they've been stabbed because it's so quick and it's such a small little thing that you don't know.
I
your
know firsthand.
Yeah, and your adrenaline.
I've been stabbed in the chest. You don't feel the knife wound.
Yeah.
Maybe like a few like hours later, you could be like, oh, there's the wound. Like it's just you don't feel that.
God.
It was my stomach muscle.
God, I remember, if someone can find who I'm talking about, but my 11th grade teacher who taught AP Euro, Mr. Herrig.
AP Euro.
Yeah, European history.
Oh.
AP, that's what we call AP Euro.
Damn.
Mr. Herrig, he was the best teacher. Everyone wanted him. You had to sign up for Mr. Herrig's class because he was just like the coolest guy with all these fascinating stories. But he one time told a story, and I wanted to say it was like Archduke Ferdinand or something was assassinated by a guy stabbing a needle into his chest. Like this tiniest thing that he didn't notice it. And they, even after he died, they were like, what's the cause of this? And they found that someone walking by him stabbed him with the tiniest like needle through his chest, and it like caused him to die. But if you could send me that story, I want to know
It
where
probably
that
punctured his lung in such a little way that he probably didn't. No one noticed.
Yes, exactly. It was just like an assassination by like the tiniest fucking thing, and it was just that for some reason that stayed with me. Not enough to know who the fuck it was or any other details, but I would love to know if that happened or if I'm just imagining that.
What did you get in AP Euro?
I think I got a solid B. I was not good at history. If there's too much of it, it makes me go. It's like my room,
would
cleaning
feel like
my
you'd be
room. I go,
great
there's
at
too
it.
many jewelry, like a jewelry box. I'm like, there's too many things. History is just so overwhelming with like, there's too much that's happened. I don't
But you're
like
very
it.
good at memorization.
Yes,
I would
that's
think.
why I would memorize it. And
then it'd be gone. That's how.
And I was really good at essays. I was really good at connecting, like, I was really good at talking about themes of like, racism or like socialism, whatever, those kinds of concepts. But in terms of like, if you ask me about who was fighting in World War I, just don't.
Yeah.
Don't ask me because
I think it was
I
South
do not.
Carolina and Texas.
Right.
Yeah.
That classic state rivalry.
Yeah. It was a good football game.
I don't know those things. Like, I'm really embarrassed about my lack of
You know what's
knowledge about
interesting though? If
war.
you watch Jeopardy, because you're,
Cold War?
you're good at Trivial Pursuit
idea.
though. If it was asked in the form of a question and there was like something to spark your brain, I think you know more than you think.
But in terms of like talking about
Yes.
conflict
yeah.
in the Middle East, conflict, like literally, what's the Cold War? Do you know?
The Cold War?
Yeah.
Cold War Kids? Great band.
Right.
No, Cold War was Russia was threatening to attack America with nuclear warfare. So then me and my friends would have to hide under our desk every once in a while. And that would save us from a bomb.
You and your friends?
Yeah, me and my boy.
You did not have to do.
Yes, I did.
You did?
I think we had this argument before. We had this argument right after the Spanish flu. I had to hide under a desk. No, I'm telling you.
So they were still doing bomb?
Yeah, even in the 80s, there was still a worry of Cold War.
Yeah.
What year
The
did
end date is apparently 1989.
Yeah, I was 9.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm telling you, we had to. I'm write me and say maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm like I saw it.
1989, I was in kindergarten, so I didn't.
But maybe I
missed
saw it in a movie, and like but
we did tornado drills where we had to do that.
Yeah.
And hide in the hallway and go like this and just lay in the hallway. And I mean, kids are doing school shooting drills,
Yeah.
it's not. I definitely know that it was happening. I just didn't know if it went that long. But, okay, like I
That is
knew all that
wild,
stuff about the Cold War, but were there any other countries involved in the Cold War besides Russia and the United States? Right? There's tons more.
Yeah, well, especially the World War.
Like when we were
World
watching
War.
the 9/11 documentary on
Yeah.
Netflix that talks about all the conflicts
Afghanistan
that
and-
led to 9/11 and like, yeah, Afghanistan, and then like how Russia was involved at one point, and like when it starts getting into too many countries getting involved, and Poland, and like
It's like Game of Thrones.
yes, and that's why Game of Thrones and football.
Yeah.
I cannot.
No, football.
It's all connected. Yes, football's the same thing. Conflict makes me go, I'm out because there's too
Wait,
many players.
speaking
There's
of
too many positions.
Speaking of other countries, can you please get to the next news story? Because I'm dying
Yes.
to hear what you have to say about it.
Here we go. Sorry. I'm sick. Take it easy on me. Okay, ABBA's plans. ABBA's plans. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
ABBA's plans a concert with special effects to
Oh, sorry.
project.
ABBA.
ABBA.
Plans. It's my apostrophe S that was the mistake. Sorry, Andrew. for
Thank you,
confusing
Noah.
you.
I appreciate that. ABBA plans.
the band.
ABBA the band.
Mamma
ABBA
mia. Yeah.
They plan a concert with special effects to project the 1979 version of themselves performing on stage. They'd rather fans remember us as we were.
So they'll perform.
Did you want me to say that word? No, I took it out.
No.
Septuagenarians.
The septuagenarians.
septuagenarians.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so they're in their 70s.
Oh,
And
okay.
So basically, what they're working with a special effects company. They've already recorded this. They got into like the special effects
160
suits,
cameras and
recorded
5
their
weeks of
concert.
performance. Yeah.
They're gonna perform, but you're gonna see the 1979 version of themselves on stage while they sit in the audience.
But so those young people are gonna move like 70-year-olds.
No. Oh, yeah.
You know, like
Yeah,
they're in their
yeah.
suits, so they're all like kind of moving like slow and like drinking out of water bottles.
Why is that 20-year-old in a wheelchair?
yeah.
Yeah, it's so funny. It's like, they're gonna look like the Bears. That is funny.
I do believe that we don't like watching old people because it reminds us of our own mortality.
Yeah.
And young people, much like Noah said when she watched me on my Instagram live yesterday, full of joy gave her joy. When you watch young people, it makes you feel young. When you watch old people, it makes you feel old. Like, so
what about when you went to see the Rolling Stones?
that was very cool because they move like 20-year-olds still. Like maybe ABBA doesn't have that kind of workout regimen and Pilates,
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's a difference between just a real old guy drooling and just trying to play
Keith
piano.
Richards, I downloaded or I've saved some footage of him playing guitar as, Keith Richards now. Because the way he does it, it just looks so smooth. Like there's some guitarists that look like they're working, like they're like,
Yeah.
"Ugh," and there's some that like make the same sound, yet their hands are just like it almost looks like they're in slow motion. He's one of those guys that just it doesn't look like work.
Because he's been dead for 35 years.
Yeah.
I read his biography. I mean, that dude fucking partied. I mean,
Yeah.
and he has like every disease that he just beats. He fell out of a tree. You just can't kill him.
Oh right, he fell out of.
Maybe
I
if you
remember that.
stabbed him with a wooden spike, he would die.
I hope not. He was so good when I saw him, and
But do you think like it's a fact that like bands, I feel like, or like rap, like you got to be cool. Like the whole idea is like being cool, and then the older you get, I guess the less cool and hip you
can
are.
be cool and old. I think
I
it's
agree
just like,
too. I just
I've been saying this on stage. Like I am in the best years of my life because I'm not old yet. But when I get older, less people are going to come see my shows. It's just the fact of the matter. Like, yeah, there's less people alive who know who you are or grew up knowing who you were, and your fans start to die and fall off and not have as much energy to spend money going to shows, and then you have people going to see you that are your fans for forever, but like. And it's not going in my special because I wasn't able to get it to a place where this joke worked, but it's true. Like everyone's like, Nikki, you can age in this business. And it's like, yes, I can, but it doesn't mean that I'm not going to be as successful when I age. No one is. No one. And everyone says Joan Rivers. They love Joan Rivers. They did not love Joan Rivers. Before Joan Rivers died, people talked, before that documentary came out, and even after the documentary showed how much work she put in and how fucking strong she was and smart and fucking talented. But
she was in debt. She was constantly trying to chase that.
Well,
enough money to pay.
And it's not even about she was chasing money. She just said yes to everything because she was hungry. She was always hungry. She was
that
never
card catalog with all the jokes, that was pretty cool.
She was insane. Like
Yeah.
you got to watch that documentary if you haven't seen it. But before she died, she was a joke. People would go, "What'd she do to her face? She's so annoying. Her voice." She'd be on the red carpets. She got fired from E for the stuff. Like no one was like, "She's a legend." Some people were, but all of a sudden after she dies, she turns into this like saint of comedy and the best there ever was. And even I got into her posthumously because there's so much more attention was put on her, and I was able to look closer and realize how badass she was. But we do not celebrate older women. We pick very few to celebrate, And
I do feel like you have
older men too. I'm not. This isn't a.
you have a better chance in stand up to stay relevant while you age than like a pop star. Like there is something to like wisdom and getting older and
Yes.
being like, you know, Larry David is still killing it.
George Carlin was going hard until the
Yeah,
end.
yeah.
Yeah. I want to.
If Louis didn't get in trouble,
I think I'm gonna look like George Carlin when I get older. When I like age, I think I'm gonna literally look like him. Because the other day I was looking at a clip and I was like, I kind of look like I loved it. I love George Carlin so much. I'm now just kind of getting into him, and he just was saying everything. Like he was just telling the fucking truth and was really fearless and empathetic and such a good person from what I could tell. He wasn't like a douchebag. And yeah, I got to get into him more. If you guys have a good George Carlin clip to send it my way because I need to know.
got,
There's
like,
just so
15
much.
hours
I know,
of-
but that's
yeah.
too much. I need to go through it and like
well, if you type in, I've watched it before, like on YouTube, they have like
best of.
best of.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that.
You could do what ABBA does too.
I know.
In like 20 years.
But the thing is, I would
Still
pick now. I
banging.
feel like right now. I would have to shoot my little hologram right now because I feel like I'm peaking right now in terms of looks and like confidence.
No, but their
style.
hologram, they did it.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying I got. You know, if you ever get a proactive campaign, I was always thinking this. Like, remember proactive commercials?
Oh,
They were-
did you use Proactive? I used Proactive.
Oh yeah, everyone
Yeah,
did. My
yeah.
mom bought it for me. She sent it to me in a
Same.
care package in
Yeah,
college. All my friends
same.
got cookies and like warm scarves and like just sweet letters from their mom. And my mom just sent me a cold package of fucking Proactive. Just
got the
and I didn't
same
even
thing.
ask for it.
I got the same
She was
thing.
sweet. It was actually very sweet. She just wanted me to stop picking my face, but I could not stop. That was my issue. But proactive commercials, I always made the joke of, you know, whenever I had acne on my chin, which I used to have all the time before I started taking spirulactone, which I really recommend any girls out there that suffer with hormonal acne. Spirulactone is amazing. I tried it for so long, and I was always doing, 25 milligrams of it or like low dose, and it never worked for me. And now I do 100, and I do not get zits anymore. I never get them, and it's all spirulactone. But there may be side effects for you, so maybe just ask your doctor. But anyway, I used to always say like, look at my chin tonight. You guys, I'm shooting my before pictures for my Proactive commercial. Because whenever it was Jessica Simpson or Justin Bieber or Justin,
It was like one zit.
they would always like zoom on this picture of them with like just this terrible cystic acne, like one zit on their chin. And you always need the before photos.
I love the before photo too because I think they just added the zit. Like
No, those were real.
also, I think some were
Yeah, it was
just without
before Photoshop.
makeup.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that was before Photoshop.
Well, I think Photoshop's been around for a
When a
while, but
zit was
even
a
last
zit.
night I saw a TikTok of like a guy that was obese, and then he kicks off his shoe, and then then it cuts, and then it comes back, and his shoe is back on, and he's like thin,
Yeah.
and he's done all the work, and he starts walking, and I'm like, God, that before shoot was depressing because he just kicked off his shoe. And then he had to
People
just
love
go
a
get on a
before,
fucking stair climber and begin this journey. I just those before videos standing alone. Think of how many before videos have been taken of like this is gonna be in my TikTok, and then they never get in shape, or they never, and then
or
it's
they
just,
get in shape and they get 1 million likes and then they're gonna get fat again or out of shape again because like the attention. That's what a lot of people just do it because they know at the end of this it's gonna be 1 million likes.
But isn't that why anyone loses weight? Is they want the likes, they want to feel better about themselves, they want to look good, so that what's
Yeah.
the
I guess,
desire to
yeah.
look good other than people thinking you look good and
Yeah.
getting love?
I guess so. No, I guess that's enough.
And then you
reason.
get
I
to a
guess-
point where you're like, oh, good, I look good. And then you can start eating like shit again and let your guard down. And then that's why diets and intense exercise regimens don't work. And you'll always go back. And
That's
that's
what
why
I'm
you just
saying.
have to have.
You got to do it for not just the likes on TikTok is what I'm trying to say. Is you
No,
gotta
you can do it for the likes, but you just don't do it extremes of like, I'm just going to reach this goal and then I'm done, because you ain't done. It'll all come
Yes,
back.
that's
And-
what I'm saying.
And also, don't pick an exercise regimen or a diet that you can't do the rest of your life. Like if you really want to say I'm never going to eat sweets again, then sign off for the rest of your life, because it's the only way you're not going to gain weight again, because the second you let your guard down and you have sugar again or you have carbs
Yum,
again,
yum, yum.
it's all coming back. Diets don't work. Diets don't work. Let's take a quick break and then come back with Why Do I Care? Why do I care? Why do I care?
Jennifer Lawrence revealed she had a day of hell filming with Leo DiCaprio and Timothée Chalamet. She said Timothy was just excited to be out of the house. I think it was like his first scene, and she was annoyed with the song DiCaprio chose to play in the car scene they shot. What I read the article, it makes me think like Timothy was really excited to obviously be next to Leo, and there's probably like this whole like new comic energy in the car.
Yeah.
And then DiCaprio was like probably too confident playing like a song over and over again that
What
no one
song
wanted
was that?
to
Do we
hear.
know?
They didn't say what song.
She didn't say.
God, I would literally.
But I think it was the combination of those
I
two.
do have her number. I should text her. Just tell me the song, Jen. I know I haven't talked to
yeah.
you in 5 years.
Text her right now.
No, I don't want to.
Okay.
Because I don't want it to come back with this number is not. And
Yeah.
I can't. You haven't talked to someone in 5 years. You can't reach out.
You say,
like that.
what's up, boo?
What's up? What was that song that Leo was
What
playing?
was that song that Leo was playing?
And does it check out that Timothée Chalamet had that new comic energy?
I bet you he did.
Oh, I
you-
bet you anything. And it's, I would be annoyed. I get annoyed sometimes when, like, I'm with another comic and a new comic is there and they're a bigger fan of that comic than me. And they have that excitement about this guy that I know is started the same time as me, has put in just as much work, and they're getting all the love because he, is... listen, like if I was in the car with Justin Timberlake and Taylor Swift, I would be fawning over Taylor Swift, and Justin Timberlake would probably feel the same way of like, hey, what about me?
Yeah.
But like, so everyone's allowed to like someone more, but I would be annoyed if I were Jennifer Lawrence and Leo was getting doted on, and I'm like, oh, am I just fucking chopped liver
Did
to
I
you?
not get an Oscar, motherfucker?
Yeah. Jennifer Lawrence, oh my God, she looks so good pregnant. Makes me want to get pregnant. She looks so good. Her face fills out like in a way that like women who are pregnant just look so luscious and full of life. And like, I love a pregnant arm. Like I like women that just like have a little bit more like.
But women get very sick though, right? During pregnancy.
Some can, but like I don't know. There's like there's a beautiful fullness to a pregnant woman's body that looks like so.
It's kind of hot.
It's definitely hot. She looks amazing. She looks better than ever, and I'm just so into it.
Who did she marry? Who did she have a baby with?
A guy named
An art guy, right?
Yeah, he's an art dealer named. Oh, I forget his name.
Connor, I think I saw.
No, it's not Connor. I
Something
forget
with
his name. I never met him.
It's Cook Maroney.
Yeah, Cook.
Oh,
We hung out right before she met him is when we were getting close, and then we just kind of because of life,
yeah.
no reason. But she felt like a really good friend. I really liked her. I did kind of think about my relationship with her recently because I was thinking about like being friends with famous people and like. And I was just thinking of a defense of like, okay, I didn't pursue my relationship with Jennifer Lawrence, even though I could have. Like, if I really wanted to be friends with famous
could
people,
write
I
her
could
right
have
now.
kept that going for a while, and for false pretenses, like we naturally drifted apart not because we didn't like each other or something. It's just like sometimes like you're at different parts of your life, and then I was like, was I just friends with her because she was famous? And obviously there was a part of that of being like, God, it's cool to be friends with this person that is like. You look at and you go, God, I want to be best friends with her. She seems so real and cool. But I remember when she first came around, because I met her through Amy, who she was friends with. I remembered being like, I don't want her around because we were with all of Amy's like high school friends and me and Rachel and Bridget. And I remember we were on this like yacht that Amy had like rented out for us to hang out. And she was like, oh, Jennifer's going to come today. And I've told the story before, I think, but I just remember thinking, I wish she wouldn't come.
She's your Leonardo DiCaprio.
Because
in that
everyone's going to
situation.
change.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, not that I wanted the attention, but like everyone's just going to be on their best behavior. Everyone's going to be focusing on getting her to like, and I was projecting because I felt like now I'll have to do that too. And I'm going to want to change so that she likes me and thinks I'm cool. And I just wanted us all to just be comfortable around each other and not have to like turn it up for JLaw. But then she got there and she was cool. And she honestly was the type of person where you go, God damn it, fuck you. You really are that funny and that real and that like not wanting to be she wasn't as much as like, oh, I want to be the center of attention that I thought she would be. She was just a beautiful, cool girl. And have you met people like that where you're like, God damn it, you're
Yeah.
also cool and you're good at this and you're good, like, can you just be? Do you want them to ever be a dick or do you want your
Well, I met. I'm trying to think
Myers
of
Leonard?
so nice.
Yeah.
I mean, he got in trouble for that thing, and I felt so bad for him actually. But
Yeah.
you know who I met? I met what Chase Crawford.
Wait, dude.
You remember Chase
Yes,
Crawford?
I remember Chase Crawford.
So fucking nice.
Really?
Like insanely nice. Who's not nice? Ed Westwick. Go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself, Ed Westwick.
He was telling a story to a girl. It was
Ed?
like late night partying. Yeah, Ed. And I walked in and they were talking about history. Maybe World War One. I'm not even kidding. Like something, and I knew something. Like I knew it was like one fact I knew.
Sure.
And so I just like
Threw it in.
threw it in a fact. And he looked at me like disgust. And I wanted to fucking rip his head. And luckily, I think he's kind of over. Hopefully, I don't know anything about it, but Anyways,
God, I
but
wanna
Chase
hear-
Crawford, I
wanna
got
hear
stuck in an
Bessie's,
elevator. And he was there when I got stuck in an elevator.
that's right.
Yeah, anyway, that's a whole another story. But yeah, I got stuck in an elevator and we got out by pulling it apart and I jumped out and the firefighter was like, you could have easily died.
I know. I can't believe that. That scares me so much.
But Chase will always remember that, dog. Chase.
Dude, who's not going to remember getting stuck in an elevator? Was it just you and Chase?
No, it was me and my buddy. Chase was right up, like trying to get us out of the elevator.
Oh my God. Dude, so glad you made it. Okay.
Beautiful eyes.
Let's play a game.
Okay.
It's Wednesday, so it's Wild Card Wednesday. We're going to play Finish My Sentence, but it's going to be a fun, interactive one. Noah, what is Finish My Sentence today?
Okay, so you guys have the item.
Well, I have the thing that I'm going to go get out of right outside.
Okay, so
And
today's
Andrew's is right there.
finish
Oh, yeah.
my sentence is, the smallest pocket of my travel bag has.
Okay, I'm going to say for you. Oh, wait, do I have to finish a sentence or do we just answer this?
No. So now you say what's in Andrew's bag,
Yes,
and Andrew
okay.
says what's in your
I
bag.
don't know
and
if
then we
small-
confirm.
that one's going to be a go. I think
Yeah, go
maybe
get
the
your
other
real
one.
backpack.
But yeah.
Okay, the smallest item, or an item that is in the smallest pocket of my backpack. I'm Andrew Collin, and the smallest item that is in the pocket of my backpack, smallest pocket of my backpack, is a receipt to a golf thing. Is a golf tee, some kind of a golf
Yeah,
tee.
that's a good one. I'm thinking, I don't know what it's in there.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that or, well, we'll find out.
Yeah.
I'm Nikki. The thing in my smallest pocket. Oh, that's tough. It's either a very tiny vibrator or like maybe probably a medication bottle.
Okay. Yeah. Let's go check. 1 second. Go. Okay.
Luigi.
I have a lot of pockets in this thing.
I do too.
I'm Polly Pocket over here. I'm guessing this is the smallest one. Okay, I've got a lot of things. Listen, you're not wrong. There is one empty Clonazepam pen. I think this is
Nailed
Klonopin, but it 0.25 milligrams thing. Okay, there's also a loose medication. I think this is like a acne medication.
Dude, I was right on.
Wow.
And- yeah, it's Viviscal for hair. No, this is for hair, Viviscal. I'm going to take it right now, actually. Let's see what else. A hairbrush. A scrunchie. Zevia or stevia.
That's all
drops.
in the smallest pocket.
Yeah.
Wow.
Listerine pocket packs. A Polaroid of myself that a photographer took.
Is that in L.A. in front of that
Yeah.
pink building?
No, it was on a set.
Oh.
My plant squalane stuff that I love from The Ordinary. And
Oh, yeah, that's good stuff.
eyelash serum from Rodan and Fields, a gift from Carlisle Forrester. And a Sharpie. And another
Wow, how deep is that
Viviscal.
pocket?
What is this, a clown car?
Yeah.
By the way, a tea.
Taking my Vivisco. A tea. I got it right. A golf tee.
Viagra.
Oh my God, Viagra.
Red medicine on my nose.
Nose medicine.
Advil.
Advil.
Such an old person. Lotion.
Lotion.
Toothbrush holder.
Toothbrush holder.
With a toothbrush inside. Ooh,
Part of a charger.
Recticare.
Recticare. Oh my God. We are so this
More
is such
teas.
such a great representation of who we are.
Oh, God.
Except your toothbrush.
Yeah. Wait.
That's a false.
Another
charger block. Okay. Let me see.
I mean, so many creams. The older you get, the more creams you get.
Oh, okay. I've got another pocket here that's small. Lighter from when I used to smoke weed.
Yeah, I was going to guess weed, but...
Another weird Polaroid that looks like it from a shoot where I got raped or something. Like, it's like a blurry...
Yeah, whoa.
Like,
you look like you...
It looks scary. I look like that's the last... That should be in the last images
That looks like
on
the
Reddit.
hologram you're going to use in 20 years.
A ring!
Oh, wow.
That's a pretty ring that I wore the other night, and I just threw it in there because I forgot to put it in my jewelry bag. And then a bunch of cards from the game Answer the Internet that I got from Barstool when I went in there. They gave me
Oh, yeah, read one.
Oh, they're the cursed questions ever. Let's close this out by answering some questions.
Yeah, let's open up, pal.
All right. Final thought.
Dick.
So, this is from Barstool Answer the Internet. Questions as fucked up as you are.
Whoa.
Cool.
Okay.
All right.
right,
Would you
go ahead.
rather your dick shed its skin like a snake
Ugh.
or have it rattle like a rattlesnake every time you move? Okay, girls can't play this game.
Oh, I know which
Why'd
one
you
I
even give
picked.
this to me, Barstool? Which one would you rather have?
My dick already shed, so I don't want it to rattle.
You want it to rattle. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Well,
I-
67% of Barstool readers choose shed.
Dude, that's because all their dicks probably already have some kind of
this
yeast
is the-
infection.
This is the kiss question ever.
What is it, man?
What could you do longer? Hold your breath underwater?
Uh-huh.
Or have sober sex?
Oh, dude, I don't know, man. Probably because I take Zoloft. Fucking, sober sex.
Well, 78% of Barstool readers
Said hold their
said
breath.
sober sex.
Oh, whoa.
You guys are like a version of Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah, thanks, Nova. Yeah, dude.
Okay, would you rather
I probably would.
get caught masturbating
Oh,
or
ah.
shitting your pants in public?
Oh, dude, I'd probably get caught masturbating because shit is smelly.
Oh my god, these are so dumb. Okay. Oh my god, this one's such a This is like this might be takes the cake for the cast.
What's that then?
Would you rather
Okay.
shoot webs like Spider-Man
Okay.
or have claws like Wolverine? And then in parentheses it says, both come out of your dick. What? Which one would you rather have? Claws like Wolverine come out of your dick or spider webs?
Let's be honest, I already have webs that come out of my cock so proudly. So I've already been doing that for a while.
So, claws.
Claws.
This is actually kind of a good question.
Okay, what's it?
2 buttons. You can only press one.
Okay.
You instantly get $1 million, or you have a 50-50 chance that you get $100 million.
Just give me $1 million.
Really?
Yeah.
Noah?
The second one, because after taxes, $1 million is like nothing. It's like $30.
Exactly. Oh my god, I would 100%
Who
do
the
that.
hell said taxes were involved?
Well, they're always involved. Death and taxes triangle. Okay. Would you bet on all 1 seeds beating 16 seeds in March Madness if winning got you $1 million, but if you lose, you get shot in the face? What?
Well, a 16 has never beat a 1 seed. But I don't know what the upside is.
You get $1 million.
Oh, you get $1 million again?
Yeah, you love $1 million.
Yeah, I would
And
do
no
it.
taxes. Okay. Would you
Yeah.
watch a porn star who
Yeah.
had your mom's name?
Okay. First and last.
Yeah, is your mom?
Yeah. In a hologram, a real pussy. Are we
It's
talking?
ABBA.
Oh,
it's
no.
ABBA 79 ABBA fucking your mom with her whole name.
With wooden spikes?
Yeah, dude.
That's badass. That's very cool. I love that.
So you would?
Yeah, definitely. I don't even need to hear the other rather.
Okay.
Dan Rather?
Which activity takes more physical fitness? Golf or porn?
Oh, dude, definitely fucking porn, man. Because golf, man, you fucking...
Depends on what kind of porn. If it's the kind I want to shoot, you don't got to do nothing.
Oh, that's true. You just
All right.
lie down and get fucked with a 3-iron.
Thanks for watching today, you guys, or listening, however you did it. And we'll see you tomorrow on the podcast. Don't be cuh. And
Jack nice.
Lemon.